Well, we're at the SDI event in Manchester.
We are.
Hi Tessa, how are you?
Very well, thanks. How are you?
I'm good. We've just got a bit of peace and quiet because it's a bit noisy in there today,
It
isn't
is, very noisy actually. Surprisingly so for an event based around process. There's been lots of kind of interaction, lots of gaming going on. It's been fantastic.
It got quite violent at one point.
What, with the flying duck?
The flying duck was that was worrying. I had to contact the RSPB, but I was expecting people to be snoozing and dozing over their documentation.
No, it's been great. I mean, I think every presentation today has had an interactive element, from the duck to the sock and shoe episode to Lara making a cup of tea and making process simple. So it was really interesting so far today. It's been brilliant.
And of course, there's wonderful ITSM goodness fortune cookies.
So yes, which Barclay decided to give out and then start speaking. So there's just a whole rustling thing going on, which is quite funny.
So it's quite an interesting time. We've got quite a few conferences coming up. We've got Fusion. You're going to Fusion?
Yeah, on Saturday, yes.
And that's going to be the big ITSMF HDI American
event
extravaganza in
Dallas.
Okay. And after that, then we've got the ITSMF conference as well.
Yeah, at London Metropole. Yeah.
No, the Novotel.
Novotel, that's it.
You can tell that we've prepared for this. So yeah, lots of people networking, doing ITSM stuff.
Yeah,
over the next.
I think networking has surprised me today. The amount that people have networked. We started them off on their small group discussions this afternoon, and as soon as you said to everybody, chat, start discussing, the noise level just went through the ceiling almost. So people are really obviously engaged and wanting to network and share and learn, which I think is brilliant for today.
But still slightly disappointing the lack of those people being on Twitter and actually having that same engagement across the industry. So I mean, you can look at that two ways. You can either say, well, they should be, but you can also say, well, it's good that they come to these events because they actually meet people in the flesh. And, we don't have, everything's not done on some kind of digital watch or something.
No. And I mean, I suppose since we spoke last, there's been no real kind of industry.
No news. Never any news.
Never any news in our industry. Aren't there some rumblings to do with
there's rumblings
BMC?
Yeah, there's stuff going on about whether BMC are planning to go up for sale.
Okay.
That's in the public domain. We don't really know. Certainly the last year they've been gearing themselves up. They've got more industry people involved. Seem to be more out there, the acquisitions and so on. So it wouldn't be a surprise if they were. But who knows really? I mean, it'll still be a surprise to me if there isn't more movement in the industry. There's still too many vendors out there really.
Okay.
So we shall see over the next few months.
And aren't you launching with Martin Thompson at ITSM a benchmarking review survey? Help me out here.
Funny you should say that. I am. Yeah, I mean, it's been a sort of hobby horse of mine for ages we need a proper centralised independent source of information, not on statistics or on processes, but just how much value people get from ITSM and ITIL, how much they've spent. Does it improve their service levels? Does it improve their cost base? Does it improve their customer satisfaction? So we are joining up, and you guys at SDI is sponsoring.
We're helping you with that, yeah.
So are ITSMF, and other industry organisations are
welcome. Apply.
We've been talking to them, and I'm sure we'll come on board, and then hopefully we can get the wider community. We're going to start quite viral.
Okay.
So it will be at itsmIndex.com.
Okay.
Part of the ITSM review sort of suite, and hopefully get some good, real quantitative and qualitative data around about what value people get back.
Okay.
So that's the next big thing, hopefully.
Okay, and if you had to pick one thing that's kind of stood out for you today, from what we've seen so far this morning, can you pick anything?
In terms of poor taste, Jonathan taking off his socks was not a good moment, but we knew that was coming.
Anything in good taste?
I thought the president actually was quite impressed with the vendor presentations, in the sense that they weren't really trying to push software, but also saying a lot of good stuff about process. And I like what Cherwell was saying about, start with the service catalogue and land desk, trying to make a cup of tea and stuff.
Yeah, that's quite interesting.
So, they're really getting away from here's a demo, here's what we do, here's how interesting we.
Yeah.
No, it's going to be about process.
About the subject matter of the event. Yeah, for me, I think it was it David Wright from Logica that said, I'm not sure if this is the right stat, but they have KPIs around process adherence linked to all their teams. So I think they have to get 90% of those KPIs for process adherence, which I thought was quite an interesting concept in terms of actually linking a KPI to adhering to the processes within your service desk. And I'm not sure how unique that is, because nobody else seemed to raise it this morning.
No, I mean it's not common. I think people think that if they've got a process and they've got some KPIs, that's enough. But actually, what we're saying is that the governance is needed.
Yeah. So to link those two together is the logical next step.
So that's good to hear. I mean, they have so many processes. They are huge, and they need to manage it. I think the thing for me was, that whole thing about you can have lots of processes, you can have lots of good stuff, but actually you still need the management buy-in, the management quality, leadership, all those things. Without them, it's just a
bunch of processes.
Big machine.
Yeah. Okay. So next time we record, we'll be recording live from ITSMF, will we?
We'll be on the floor at IT. Well,
on the floor.
So that's, we'll rephrase that. We'll be on the exhibition hall floor.
Okay.
From ITSMF, and we'll see you then.
Okay, great, lovely. Thanks, Barclay. See you soon. Cheers.